This is the Scholarlynk news for 30th November 2020. In Singapore, the COVID 19 pandemic has had the unexpected effect of getting individuals, businesses, and public agencies to work together to help those affected. Statistics gathered by the Singapore Public Sector Outcomes Review show that calls for volunteers and donations were met with a strong response. Some people even started initiatives of their own. 28,000 people volunteered for mask collection drives, giving out over 13 million masks. More than 500 private hire car and taxi drivers also volunteered to drive those suspected of having COVID 19 to hospitals. Hundreds of clinics also provided subsidized treatment and helped identify those with the virus. $90 million was also donated to various organizations during a 5-month period. Think about it. Have you or anyone you know reached out to help others during the pandemic? What are some of the easy ways you can help those most vulnerable during this pandemic? The Indonesian government is increasing sugar production and trying to attract more investment into the industry to prevent a shortage next year. The Agriculture Ministry is preparing to work with state owned enterprises to use land more intensely. It is also planning to work with private enterprises to expand land for planting of sugarcane. The aim is to be less reliant on sugar imports. Earlier this year, a shortage in supply and logistical problems due to the COVID 19 pandemic caused the price of sugar to rise above the maximum price set by the government. Indonesia is the world's largest importer of sugar, importing mainly from Thailand, Australia, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and Brazil. Another way the government is trying to boost production locally is to get more investment into developing sugar mills. Think about it. Having enough of essential foods is a big concern for every country. What does your country have enough of? And what is it short of? Are there plans to increase production in areas where there is a need to buy from other countries? The International Table Tennis Federation season might have been interrupted this year by the COVID 19 pandemic, but the recent ITTF finals gave Chinese Table Tennis Association President Liu Guoliang many reasons to feel satisfied. Not only did the Chinese players win the men's and women's singles golds, but there was a smooth return of the sport. Together with Chinese organizers and the ITTF, they created a safe environment for players and spectators that saw the return of the sport to the world. The ITTF finals is also the first time since the start of the pandemic that a top level international table tennis tournament allowed spectators into the venue. For Liu, he had pressure to deliver on the performance of the Chinese players and also had to take care of health and safety issues. Foreign players, coaches, and staff from 27 countries had to undergo COVID 19 testing and be cleared of the virus before they were allowed to travel to the competition venue, and also had to serve a 14-day quarantine. Think about it. Do you think China or any other country has the pandemic situation sufficiently under control to host an international sporting event? If you were the organizer, would you have done anything differently? US President Donald Trump announced that he had pardoned the former security advisor Michael Flynn, who lied about his Russian contacts. Those lies led to an investigation into how the Trump campaign cooperated with Russians. It is expected that Trump will also pardon other aides and allies before he steps down on January 20th. Flynn was initially targeted by the FBI over secret phone calls with the Russian ambassador to the US. Of concern was also the fact that Flynn took large amounts of money for appearances with Russian companies. Investigators were concerned that he may be vulnerable to compromise. The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee felt that Trump is abusing his power to pardon people. Think about it. Do you think a head of state should be given the power to pardon anyone, even when they have previously been convicted of a crime based on evidence? Moderna's chief scientist has said that their vaccine might stop people from getting sick with COVID 19, but it may not stop people spreading the virus. He does believe the vaccine can reduce transmission of the virus between people, but this has not been tested. He recommends that people continue using methods such as wearing masks and social distancing to stop the spread of the virus. A report shows that a significant portion of people do not believe in vaccines, and these people could continue to get infected, allowing the virus to mutate and evade human defenses. Think about it. Why do some people not believe in vaccines when they have been in existence for so many years and some are even required by governments? Do you think it is irresponsible of them to not get vaccinated or that it is their right to do so? This brings us to the end of the Scholarlynk news for today. Please subscribe to be notified of our next video. This is the Scholarlynk team saying goodbye and have a wonderful rest of the day.